In a workplace investigation, the union representative, often called a union steward, plays an important role in supporting and protecting unionized employees throughout the process. Their job is to make sure the employee understands their rights, receives fair treatment, and is not pressured or disadvantaged during the investigation. At the same time, they are expected to respect the integrity of the investigation and not interfere with the fact-finding process. One of the key legal protections for unionized employees is known as Weingarten rights in the United States. These rights allow an employee to request union representation during an investigatory interview if they reasonably believe the meeting could lead to discipline. In other words, if an employee thinks they could be written up, suspended, or terminated based on the interview, they can ask to have a union representative present. It's important to note that the employee usually has to request this right. The employer is generally not required to automatically offer it. Once the request is made, the employer normally has a few options. They can pause the interview until the representative arrives, end the interview, and continue the investigation another way, or allow the employee to decide whether to continue without representation. During the interview itself, the union representative is there as support and advocacy, but they are not meant to take over the meeting. They can take notes, ask for clarifications, speak privately with the employee, and help ensure the process is fair and respectful. However, they generally cannot answer questions for the employee or obstruct the investigator's questioning. The employee still has to provide their own responses directly. Beyond legal rights, many unionized workplaces also have collective bargaining agreements, CBAs, that give employees additional protections during investigations. These agreements may require employers to provide advance notice of interviews, share certain investigation details, follow specific timelines, or allow representatives for witnesses as well as respondents. Some CBAs also give unions limited access to investigation materials so they can properly support their members. Union representatives also have responsibilities during the process. They are expected to maintain confidentiality and avoid spreading details about the investigation to others. They also help monitor for retaliation or unfair treatment toward employees involved in the process. In many cases, they act as an information resource by explaining procedures, helping employees understand what to expect, and reducing some of the stress that naturally comes with being involved in an investigation. In situations where both the complainant and respondent are union members, it is generally considered best practice for each person to have separate union representation. This helps avoid conflicts of interest and ensures both parties receive fair and independent support. The role of the union representative is especially important because workplace investigations can feel intimidating for employees. Having representation often helps employees feel more comfortable participating honestly and cooperatively in the process. In non-union workplaces, employees generally do not have the same formal legal right to representation during internal investigations. However, some organizations still allow a support person or coworker to attend meetings in certain situations to help create a more respectful and less stressful environment. Overall, union representatives act as both advocates and safeguards during workplace investigations. They help protect employee rights, support procedural fairness, and contribute to a process that is more balanced, transparent, and respectful for everyone involved.